Hi all, welcome back to my channel Skillset Go. In this video we will learn what is dependency injection. So we all heard about dependency injection in any program. So let's straightly go to an example and see what is dependency injection. Here you can see a car object and engine object. There is a car class and engine class, and car class is dependent on engine class. If you want to create a car object, then you need to create an engine object as well. So without an engine, car can't exist. So every time we create a car, we need to create an engine object. So here the dependency injection comes into the picture. How we will create a dependent object. The way of creating an engine object. So let's see the typical way of creating a car object with engine object without dependency injection. Let's create a engine class. We have created an engine class, and let's create a car class. So car is dependent on engine class. It means car has an engine object. The typical way of creating an engine is directly creating an engine inside a car with using engine constructor. And let's have a function here. Let's create a start function in engine as well. Just print a line saying engine started. So here, as you observe, the car is dependent on engine object. So the responsibility of creating engine object is now on car. Now let's create a car object. Let's create a demo class, dependency injection demo. Here we can create directly a car object, car equal to new car, and we can directly call start method. Now if you execute, we'll get an output, engine started. So at the outside we just created a car object, but internally car is dependent on engine object, and car is responsible for creating an engine object, and internally it calls start method of engine. So this is the typical way of creating a dependent object. So as you observe here, engine and car are tightly coupled. So if they are tightly coupled, it is very difficult for testing, and it is very difficult for maintaining the code. Dependency injection will reduce the coupling between car and engine. So how to provide an engine object to car object? So in dependency injection, we are not going to create an engine object directly into class, into car. We are creating an object of engine outside, and we are providing object to car class. Now we will see how we will provide an engine object, and this is called dependency injection. The dependent objects are provided from outside to the car. So in this case, we are creating an engine directly. If you want to take engine from outside, we need to have a constructor taking engine from outside, and this we can assign to engine. So here we are not creating an engine object directly. We are reducing the coupling, the tight coupling between car and engine. We are providing an engine object from outside. And now let's create car object. So here we will create an engine object first. And we will just provide engine object to the car, and we will execute again. Again, engine started. So in previous case, car is tightly coupled with engine, but here it is not tightly coupled. We are providing an engine object from outside to the car. This is called dependency injection. We are providing the dependent objects to the car. So what is the use of dependency injection? Suppose engine is not a class, it is a interface. Let's make it interface. Interface engine, and let's say it have a method, and let's create an implemented objects, implementing classes for this. Let's create a class which is petrol engine, which implements engine, and we have to implement inherited object engine start. We have to implement start method. Let's print petrol engine started, and just create one more implementing class. Just copy and paste and change the name. Diesel engine. Diesel engine implements engine, and we will print diesel engine. And let's say we are not following dependency injection. Now, so engine is an interface, it is not a class. We need to create an implemented object. So there are two classes, petrol engine and diesel engine. If we are not following dependency injection, we need to create either of the object, either petrol engine or diesel engine. Suppose we create petrol engine. And here we will follow the old way without dependency injection. If you execute this program, we will see petrol engine started. So what is the problem in this way is, suppose now we have created a car which is having a petrol engine. Suppose if you want to create a car object which is having diesel engine object, then you need to create a new car class which is creating a diesel engine inside. So now we can't use this car class to create a car which is having diesel engine. So this is the main drawback if you are not using dependency injection. Suppose if you are using a dependency injection, we can pass any engine. Let's create a constructor as usual, which is taking engine object, and we are assigning this to engine. So in this case, here we will create engine with petrol engine, and we can create a car using petrol engine. So before we couldn't create a car using diesel engine. Now we can easily create a car object with diesel engine. Let's create, now we have created petrol engine. Let's execute. Petrol engine started. Now we can create new diesel engine, and now we can create a car. Now we are passing a diesel engine object. Now if you print start, let's execute. So first we have created a car with petrol engine, next we have created a car with diesel engine. So before we didn't follow dependency injection, so we couldn't create one more type of car using diesel, but using dependency injection. So car is dependent on engine and we are passing an engine object. So with dependency injection we could create a car with petrol engine and diesel engine. So this is the main advantage of dependency injection. So in dependency injection there are two types: manual dependency injection and automatic dependency injection. Now whatever we did is a manual injection. Here we have created manually petrol engine and we are passing to the car. We have created a diesel engine manually and passing to the car. There is an automatic creation of dependent objects and passing to car. That is called automatic dependency injection. So there is a library Dagger which automatically injects a dependency objects. So in future videos we will learn what is Dagger library and how to use it to create automatically dependent objects. So up to now what we did is manual dependency injection, and we will see the Dagger library in following videos. I hope you like this video and now you know what is the concept of dependency injection. Please share and subscribe these videos on my channel. Thank you for watching. Hi all, welcome back to my channel. In the previous video we have seen what is dependency injection and what is the typical way of creating an objects with dependency without using dependency injection, and how to use dependency injection and what is the use of dependency injection we have seen in the previous videos. So there are two types of dependency injection. One is manual dependency injection, one is automatic dependency injection. So there is a Dagger library which is used in Android development which provides an automatic dependency injection. So previously we have seen a demo code to manually create dependency injection. Now we will see the same car example in Android development, how to create dependency injection with manual and how to create dependency injection using Dagger library in Android Studio, Android project. So let's create a car class and its dependency classes. One is engine and another is wheel, and let's try to create car with dependency objects. Let's create a class engine and let's have a default constructor. Let's create wheels and let's have default constructor. Now let's create a car class which is dependent on engine and wheels. Car class, and this is dependent on engine as well as wheels. We will create a car constructor with engine and wheels, and we will have a method. Let's create a tag for logging purpose. So we have created a wheels, engine and car which is dependent on engine and wheels. and we have created a constructor using engine and wheels which are passed from outside. And if you want to create a car class, how we will do normally? Let's go to the main activity. Let's have a car. In order to create a car, first we need to create engine, then we need to create wheels, then we need to create
and now we have to create a car class. Car has a constructor taking engine and wheels. We will pass engine and wheels. Let's call start. So let's run this. So the program successfully executed and it is printed driving. So this is the manual dependency injection. We are creating engine and wheels manually. Suppose car is dependent on these two objects, so we created it. And if wheels dependent on other objects, we need to create those as well. So it is very difficult to create a dependent objects every time manually. So we will use a Dagger library or framework to inject dependency objects to other classes. Now let's remove all this code. If you directly call start without creating a car object, it will give obviously null pointer exception. So how to use a Dagger library? In order to provide a car object, we need to create an interface which is having a component annotation. The component annotation is from the Dagger library. Now let's create a new interface saying car component, which is responsible for creating car objects, which is interface, and it is annotated as component. In this we can have a method which is returning car. Public returns car get car. So it doesn't matter the method name but the return type car. The Dagger sees the return type car and internally automatically it will implement this get car method and it will return car. Now let's execute and see the results. What it is saying: car cannot be provided without an inject constructor. So internally it provides a implementation of get car, but in order to create a car we need to have a car constructor with inject annotation. So this is the constructor. We will have an inject. If we mark any constructor with index, it means the Dagger knows how to create that class object automatically. Now let's try and execute again. Here again you see we have marked car constructor as inject, but car is dependent on engine and wheels, which is not marked as inject. So we have marked car constructor as inject, but car is dependent on engine and wheels. Car constructor is dependent on engine and wheels. So Dagger doesn't know how to create engine and wheels because engine doesn't have a constructor with inject annotation and wheels doesn't have constructor with inject. Now let's mark it as inject. and let's mark wheels constructor also as inject. Now Dagger knows how to create a wheels object, how to create an engine object. So automatically Dagger knows how to create a car object, because Dagger also knows how to create engine and wheels. Now let's execute and see result, whether we will get any exception or not. So now we see the build is successful. So what happens when we create a car component interface with annotation at component? In this case, when we build internally, it will create a Dagger car component class. So we have created car component and it will just create Dagger car component. It will prefix Dagger for this car component. And let's create a car object here. Car component equal to, as I said, internally it will create a Dagger car component. We have not created this class. Because we have marked car component as at component annotation, it will create Dagger car component. It will prefix Dagger. And we can just create it. It will return car component. And in order to get car object, we can directly use the method we have kept in car component. So now let's execute and see the result. We need to get driving as an output. So as you can see here, the car object is successfully created with using Dagger component, Dagger library, and we have successfully called start method. In car component, we have just kept a method which is returning a car. Internally, Dagger will create a Dagger component, and you can see the implementation of get car. Dagger car component implements car component, and the method we have kept in car component is get car. And internally Dagger creates an implementation for this. It will create new car and new engine and new wheels. You see the magic of Dagger library. We have not implemented or created car objects or engine object or wheel objects manually. Dagger automatically creates implementation for this. And we have got a car object without creating a car object, wheels object manually. So this is just a starting tutorial of the Dagger, and in further videos we will see the more about Dagger and how to create dependency objects. I hope you like this video. Please share and subscribe my videos and channel, and thank you for watching.
Hi, welcome back to my channel. So this is the Dagger tutorial part 3. If you have not yet seen part 1 and part 2, please visit and watch those videos. And just a recap for the previous videos, we have created a car class, engine class and wheels class, and we have made all those constructors as inject annotation so that Dagger knows how to create those objects. And we have created a car component, and inside that we have made a get car method in an interface of car component, and Dagger automatically creates an implementation of get car and returns an object of car. And finally we will call car.start method, and we will get a output as driving. So in this video we will see one more way of creating car object. So in this case we can see there is a car variable. Suppose if there are more than one variables, we need to create a method for every variable. Like instead of car there is one more type of class. So for that we need to make one more method to get that object. So instead of that, we can avoid the get car method and create one more method which will create a car object. Let's remove this object and let's make this variable as inject. So previously we have seen inject to the constructor. So this is the constructor injection, and in this case we are making inject as variable. So this is variable injection. So now let's execute and try what happens, whether the car object creates or not. Running the program, and as we can see there is a null pointer exception. So null object reference. So even though we marked car as inject annotation, the car object is not created. We need to create one method here, public inject, and argument as main activity. Let's build it. And here we will just pass main activity to that inject method, and this is a reference to this object of main activity. So let's execute and see the output now. It's running very slowly. Now you can see again driving is printed. So now the car object is created without using get car method. So what is the meaning of this? Means we are passing main activity. So Dragger will check in this activity all variables with inject annotation. Dragger will see all variables in this activity and all variables with inject annotation, and it will create object for that. So instead of creating object for class, car has a constructor with inject annotation. So Dagger knows how to create a car. So this is the one more way of creating a car object. Suppose there is one more variable of car with car1. Let's print car1 dot start. Let's run again. Now we need to get driving 2 times because we have created 2 objects of car with using inject annotation. So as we can see, we have got driving. So the main concept of this is, in this main activity, what all variables which is having inject annotation will be created automatically by Dagger, because Dagger knows how to create a car with constructor which is having inject annotation. Suppose if you remove this annotation, it won't create object for car1. Let's remove inject and try. It's running slowly. As you can see, again we got the error as null object reference because we have not created object for car1, so it will give null pointer exception. So change back. So we have passed main activity as this. Suppose if you want to create variables in other activity, we have to pass that activity. So this is the main purpose of inject. Let's go to Dagger component. So whenever we change a car component methods, the implementation will be created automatically in Dagger component. Here, as you can see, main activity members injector inject car instant get car. Let's run it again and see the Dagger car component implementation. So here automatically the inject main activity method is created, which is having 2 lines of same get car, because we are initializing 2. So you can slowly understand the implementation of Dagger car component in later videos, and this is how to create a car object in a different way. I hope you like this video. Please share and subscribe my videos and channel. Please follow up for other videos of Dagger tutorial. Thank you for watching. Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is the Dagger tutorial part 4. If you are not yet watched previous tutorials, please watch them. Until now, we have seen a constructor dependency injection and the variable dependency injection with using inject annotation. And for getting the implementation of creation of objects, we have created a car component with component annotation, and we have just injected main activity, and this will take care about creating an objects of the variables which is having inject annotation in this main activity. Finally, we will call car.start, which will call start method and print driving. So in this video we will see a method dependency injection. Now let's create a new class as remote. Let's say this remote has a car object. And it has a method void set car. And taking car as argument, and we will set this dot car equal to car. We have created a remote class, and we will set this car void pass car to remote, and we will take remote and call remote dot set car as this. So the method dependency injection will have an inject annotation on this. So now Dagger knows, Dagger will create a remote object and it will pass to this function, to this method, and this car object will be passed to this remote class. And now let's execute and see the output. So here you can see remote is injected at. The main is remote cannot be provided without an inject constructor. As I have been telling that Dagger doesn't know how to create an object if it doesn't have a constructor with inject annotation. So here the Dagger is trying to create a remote object, but remote doesn't have a constructor with inject annotation. Let's have a constructor. With inject. And now let's try and execute. As you can see, now the build is successful. In car component, it will see an inject annotation to a method, and it will try to create a remote object and execute this line. And let's give a log to know whether it is entering in here or not. Pass car to remote. Let's leave it like that, this comment, and let's give a log in constructor as well. Car constructor, and let's see the order of creation of objects, whether it will create a constructor first or it will create a method first. Based on these comments, we will see what is the order of creation. So first the car object will be created using constructor, then it will do a method dependency injection, pass car to remote, and finally we are calling the start object in this main activity. So this is the method dependency injection in Dagger. We will recap what we have done. We have created a class remote with constructor with inject annotation, and we will have a car object and we are passing to set car. In car we have a method which will take remote object and pass this car object to that. So as a result, we have not called this method manually. The Dagger will identify the methods with inject annotation, and it will automatically call this method by creating the parameters and execute the implementation. So this is the way of method injection in Dagger. I hope you like this video. Please share and subscribe my videos and channels, and please follow up for more tutorials in Dagger, and thank you for watching. Hi all, welcome back to my channel. This is part 5 of Dagger tutorial. Till now we have seen constructor injection, method injection, and field injection of objects. So dependency injection through method, constructor, and parameters. Just we'll recap. So the main method which is providing an implementation of the objects is yet component object. We have created an inject method and we are providing the main activity. So it will check all the variables inside main activity with inject, and Dagger will create automatically. So how Dagger knows to create objects? Because all has constructors with inject annotation. So if constructors have inject annotation, then Dagger knows how to create those objects. So in this video we will see the field injection. Already we have seen a field injection in main activity, and let's see a field injection in car class. If you are seeing, the car class is having arguments engine and wheels. Let's say engine is not a parameter of constructor. So wheels object will be created by Dagger through this constructor, and now there is no way to create a engine object. Now let's try and use a engine class in this start object. Let's go to engine and let's have a method start, and for logging purposes just write log and write engine started, and in car component in star method we will just call engine dot start, and let's run this. It's taking time first time. So as you can see here, we got a error. We got an error saying that null object reference engine start. So here we are directly calling the start function without initializing the engine object. So now let's try to initialize engine object through field injection. We have seen a field injection in main activity. Now in constructor we removed an engine argument, and we'll just make engine as inject annotation. Now let's run and try now. So as you can see, Dagger does not support injection into private fields. So the member variables should not be private to be initialized by Dagger. So if they are true constructors, they can be initialized, but if the field injection directly, they can't be initialized through Dagger. Let's run this again. So as you can see, car constructor is called and the method injection is called, and later we are calling a start method in main activity. So inside that we are calling engine start, so engine started will be printed. So now Dagger created an engine object automatically because we added an inject annotation on member variable. So this is how we will create a member variables through field injection in Dagger. I hope you like this video. Please share and subscribe my channel, and please watch for the next videos, for the next tutorials of the Dagger. And thank you for watching. Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is the part 6 Dagger tutorial. Up to now we have seen a field dependency injection, constructor dependency injection, and method dependency injection using Dagger library in Android using Java language. So car is the main class which is dependent on the classes engine and wheels. So every constructor should have an inject annotation to know the Dagger how to create those objects. So if you have not yet seen the previous videos, please see the all tutorials. And till now we have seen how to create an object of classes using Dagger of our own classes. So in this video we will see how to create third-party libraries, the objects of third-party classes using Dagger. So car is dependent on engine and wheels. Let's say wheels is not our class, it is a third-party class. So if this is a third-party class, we can't change anything here, so we can't keep an inject annotation. It means we can't change anything in third-party classes, but we have to create those objects. So suppose if you are not having an inject annotation, now the Dagger gives an error saying that wheels doesn't have an inject annotation or any other annotation. Let's execute and see. So as we have expected, wheels cannot be provided without inject constructor or a provides annotated method. So but we can't change the wheels class because we are assuming it as a third party class. So suppose it is in the third party library which we have kept a dependency. So in this case there are two more annotations which is used to create these kind of objects, that is annotation module and annotation provides. We will create a new class, Java class. Let's name it wheels module, which is useful to create wheels objects. And this thing we have to name it as module. And now we need to create a wheels object here. Let's create a method which returns wheels. Provide wheels. In this we will just return directly new wheels. So if it is a third party class, we need to create manually using new keyword. So there is no way putting any annotations inside that. So here we will create a module class and we will create a new wheels. We will annotate this as provides. So anywhere if you want to create an object of wheels, we can use this function. So we need to tell to Dagger that whenever you want a wheels object, use this function. So now we have created a module class, but we have not told to Dagger to use this module to create wheels. If you go to car component, so in car component, so we all know car component is the main method, main implementation, which is there to create all objects using Dagger, because Dagger will create a new class Dagger car component and it implements every method. So for this method we need to tell use this module to create wheels, because previously we are getting an error. Now we will tell to Dagger modules equal to wheels module dot class. Now the Dagger knows how to create a wheels object. So every time if it want to create a wheels object, it will use this module. We no need to create manually using new keyword everywhere wherever we want to create that object. We can use this module. Now let's execute and see what happens. So now we have seen project is successfully built and given an output driving. So now there is no problem. We have created a module, and this is the main use of creating a third-party libraries, objects of third-party libraries using provides and module. Suppose here wheel is a third-party library, and suppose it is dependent on two more objects, private, let's say rims, private tires. We will create a new classes rims and tires. So now wheel is a third party class which is dependent on two more classes, rims and tires. In wheels module, let's say wheels constructor takes rims and tires as arguments. In wheels module, if you want to create a wheels object, first we need to provide rims object and tires object which is used by wheels. So we need to create two more methods which returns rims, provides rims, and return new rims. Here the method name doesn't matter, it is just a name convention that provides and rims, and we will make it as provides. And now we have created a rims, and we have to create a new provides method which returns tires. Now we have to create new provides method which returns tires. Here just return new tires and make this as provides. So now we can use these two provides methods. Dagger will use automatically these two methods to provide rims and tires to wheels. We can just pass rims and tires and pass those to this constructor. So now Dagger will try to create a wheels object, and it has a two method parameters rims and tires, and it will search, Dagger will search how to create rims, and it will get this method to create rims and this method to create tires, and they will be passed to the wheels object. So now let's execute again and see whether program is running or not. So now the program successfully running, and we have got starting, output as driving. So this is the main usage of the yet module annotation and yet provides annotation. So here we are just initializing only once, and we can use anywhere if you want to create these objects. We don't need to create again new types in other places. We can use directly inject, and we can directly, Dagger will directly create a wheels object, tires object and rims object using these functions. If you want to see really whether these methods are used to create wheels object, tires object and rims object, we can give a log here, and we can create log t and write something. So provide rims, just keep it as it is, and provides tires and provides wheels. Let's execute this and see. So as you can see, we have got an output provide rims and provides tires and provides wheels. So first Dagger will create these objects, then it will create wheels object. So because we have told Dagger to use this module to create wheels object in car component, we have mentioned modules equal to wheels module dot class. So I hope you like this video. Please share and subscribe my channel, and there are more videos and more Dagger tutorials coming. Please watch them, and thank you for watching. Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is part 7 of Dagger tutorial. I hope you watched all Dagger tutorials before till part 6, and till part 6 we have learned different ways of creating a dependent objects. For the car example, we have seen a field dependency injection, method dependency injection and constructor dependency injection, and we also have seen how to create objects for the third party libraries. Suppose if a class belongs to third party library, we have seen how to create those libraries, those classes of objects with using at module and at provides. And the main annotation for creating objects is using at inject annotation for every constructor. So in this video we will see creation of objects of implemented classes. Suppose in our example there is a car. As you can see, engine and wheels are both are classes. In this video we will see what if engine is an interface. So if engine is an interface, let's change engine to interface. So interface doesn't have any constructor. Let's put one method start. So now if it is like this, what happens if we run program now? Normally Dagger will be able to create objects only if constructor has at inject annotation. So now engine is an interface and not a class, and it doesn't have any constructor. Let's execute and see what will be the output or what will be the error for this. The Gradle build is running and we have got an error. Engine cannot be provided without an provides annotated method. So now Dagger was not able to create object for engine. So now engine is interface. Let's create an implemented classes for this engine. New Java class. Petrol engine is a class. Let's create, and here let's implement engine. Now add unimplemented methods. For logging purposes, we will print petrol engine started. And now let's create another implemented class. Just copy this petrol and paste it. Just change another implemented class name as diesel engine, and here we will just change to diesel. So now we have two implemented classes of engine. Now Dagger can create either diesel engine. So in order to create objects by Dagger, we need to have a constructor with inject method. Diesel engine, let's have an inject. Same thing, let's have a constructor here as well. So now Dagger knows how to create a petrol engine and diesel engine. If you see here, we are just passing the top level of interface. We are not specifying to create any petrol engine or diesel engine. So now Dagger doesn't know how to create petrol engine or diesel engine. Let's execute and see. We may get the same error. So we have got the same error as before. So still Dagger was not able to create object for engine. Previously, in order to create third-party object, we have created a wheel module and providing the implementation for all objects. So in the same way, in this case also, we will create an engine module. New Java class engine module, and let's annotate it as module. And now let's provide, okay, here we have two implemented classes, petrol engine and diesel engine, and let's name it as petrol engine module. Just refactor it. Petrol engine module, and let's create a function which will return an engine, which will take argument as petrol engine, and we will return it directly. Method name is provides engine, and let's annotate it as provides. So now we have created a module for creating object of petrol engine. Now the Dagger sees this method and tries to create object for petrol engine. So petrol engine has a constructor with inject annotation, so Dagger will be able to create it. So but still we have not told to Dagger to use this module to create an engine. As for the previous example, let's go to the car component. In car component, before we have provided the module to use this module to create wheels object. So let's provide that module as well. This is a array of modules. Just add curly braces and add petrol engine dot class. Now the Dagger search in these modules, this petrol engine module, to get the object of the required object. Here we will get an engine object, here we will get the module object. And in the main component, here we are getting an error. Let's come to this later. So inside this, so Dagger will create an engine object and wheels object, and engine has a start method. Let's call it. So the start method will print either petrol engine or diesel engine based on the object of this engine. And let's come to main activity. Before this, we have done a changes in car component. Let's build it in order to create new Dagger component implementation. So successfully built. So we have lost the error, and let's execute this and see the output. So let's execute this. So as we can see, petrol engine started. So the Dagger automatically created a petrol engine object for this, because we have provided the petrol engine module to the car component. And let's create same module for diesel engine as well. Suppose if you want to use diesel engine in order to petrol engine, we need to use diesel engine module. Let's copy this and paste. Let's rename it as diesel engine. So engine provides engine. Here we need diesel engine. Just rename the variable as well, and returns diesel engine. So now we have created diesel engine module as well. Let's try to provide this diesel engine module also to the car component. So here we have provided petrol engine module, and we are going to provide diesel engine module as well. In this case, the Dagger will be confused which object to create. So here the Dagger will be confused which engine or object to create, either petrol engine or diesel engine, because we have provided both modules. Let's execute and see the error. Let's see what error we have got. Engine is bound multiple times, because we have provided two modules, and in those two modules we are returning an engine. Here also we are returning engine with petrol engine, and here also we are returning diesel engine. So Dagger will confuse. So we need to remove one module from that car component. Let's remove petrol engine. Now it should create a diesel engine object for the engine inside car. Let's execute this and see. So now the build is successful, and we will see the output. So here you can see diesel engine started. Now the diesel engine object is created because we have provided diesel engine module, and inside this we have created a diesel engine. So here Dagger knows to create how to diesel engine and pass to this method, and we are returning the same because it has a inject annotation constructor. So this is how we will create an objects for the implemented classes. Here we can use another annotation instead of provides. Here you can see the typical implementation inside is just returning whatever the created in arguments. So there is an annotation which is, instead of provides, there is binds. Binds we can keep to, we can make this abstract method, no need of any implementation. We can mark this abstract, and we can mark this as well abstract. So here we have reduced the implementation inside this method, and let's do same thing with petrol engine module as well. Binds, let's remove this because it's a just a written implementation, and make this as abstract and make this as abstract. Now again let's try to run. The Gradle build is running. So now the build is successful and we got the same successful output again. Diesel engine started. So before we have used a provides annotation, and inside this method we have provided an implementation to return the engine, but here with binds annotation we can reduce the implementation. So this is how we will create an objects for implemented classes of an interface. I hope you like this video. Please share and subscribe my channel and videos, and thank you for watching, and watch future videos for Dagger tutorials. Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is part 8 of the Dagger tutorial. I hope you watched all parts of Dagger tutorial. So till now we have seen the field injection, method injection and constructor injection, and how to instantiate the implemented objects if it is an interface, and how to create the objects of implemented classes. So we have seen how to use modules and how to provide them to the car component in this example. So we have seen how to provide modules to the car component. So in this video we will see how to provide values at runtime. Let's say car is dependent on engine and wheels. And engine is interface, and it has two implemented classes. Let's go to diesel engine. So diesel engine presently doesn't have any arguments in constructor. Let's say we have a variable private int horsepower. Now we are taking horsepower as an argument, and we are assigning that to private variable. So in car component we have told to Dagger to use diesel engine module to create an engine, and Dagger will try to construct a diesel engine using this constructor, but Dagger doesn't know what value to provide to horsepower at runtime. So Dagger can't create any object of diesel engine. Let's see the output or the error, what we will get exactly. we have got an error saying integer cannot be provided without an inject constructor or a provides annotated method. So without this argument, Dagger knows how to create diesel engine, but Dagger doesn't know at runtime what value to provide to horsepower. So in this case, we will go back to diesel engine module to create diesel engine object. So let's go back to provides, because with binds we can't do any configurations. Let's go back to provides as we have seen in the previous videos, and let's provide an implementation for this. Let's remove this abstract class. And in order to provide horsepower value to diesel engine, let's create a variable in diesel engine module. Private int horsepower, and let's create a diesel engine module constructor which will take horsepower as an argument. Now we are creating a constructor of diesel engine module which will take horsepower as argument, and we will assign this to horsepower. Now everyone knows modules are used to create objects of classes here, and Dagger can use these objects whenever it wants. And here we will create new diesel engine and return it, and for argument we have horsepower, we will just pass it. And if you see, we are not going to create diesel engine with using Dagger, so we don't need this argument. We are directly creating new diesel engine and horsepower, and we are telling Dagger to use this engine to create diesel engine in car component, because in car component we have provided the diesel engine module. So at runtime we need to provide the value of horsepower to the diesel engine module. Let's see how to provide it. Now we have changed the diesel engine module. Let's rebuild the project so that the Dagger car component implementation will be changed internally by Dagger. Now let's go to main activity. We have got an error. So now the Dagger component doesn't have a method create, because in car component we have provided modules, but this module has a argument constructor. So if any module has argument constructor, then this method won't be there in Dagger component. We can go to Dagger component implementation and see we don't have any create method here. Instead we have a builder. We can use a builder. Let's see how to use a builder. We have used a builder. The builder returns a new builder. So builder is also nothing but the internal class, the builder. And with using this builder, we can provide arguments to diesel engine module. Here you can see diesel engine module, there is a method and it will take a diesel engine module object, and let's provide this to it. Dot diesel engine module, and we are going to create new diesel engine module with horsepower 100. and finally we want a car component. We need to do dot build. So we have a builder. With that builder we can pass a new diesel engine module, and finally we can do build. So finally we will get a car component. So now Dagger will use this horsepower to create diesel engine module, and for while creating diesel engine, the Dagger will pass this 100 to the diesel engine. And to know exact output, let's add a log here. Just add horsepower and let's execute this and see the output. So as you can see here, the diesel engine started with horsepower 100. So now we have provided the runtime value for the horsepower. Let's go to diesel engine module. So here we are providing horsepower to the diesel engine module, and this is how we will get a car component. We will provide a new diesel engine module with 100, and Dagger will use this 100 to provide diesel engine. I hope you like this video. Please share and subscribe my channel, and please watch more videos. We'll update Dagger tutorial. Thank you for watching. Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is part 9 of the Dagger tutorial. In the previous tutorial, we have seen how to provide a runtime values to the dependent objects. So the diesel engine implemented class has a constructor as integer horsepower. So while creating, Dagger doesn't know what value to provide to create diesel engine. If you go to diesel engine class, we have an argument horsepower. So if it is an inject annotation, Dagger knows how to create a diesel engine, but Dagger should also know how to create objects of arguments. So in this case, Dagger doesn't know how to provide runtime value to horsepower. So for this, we have added a constructor in diesel engine module, and we are providing horsepower value in main activity. So in main activity, we are providing diesel engine module. We are creating diesel engine module and horsepower with what constructor we have created in diesel engine module. So now we will see a simple way of providing the same value to diesel engine module. Let's go to car component. In car component, let's create a nested interface naming builder, and let's mark it as component dot builder. If you see in main activity, we have used a Dagger car component to get a builder. So internally, Dagger creates a builder in Dagger component. So Dagger car component is nothing but implementation of car component interface. This will be created by Dagger automatically. And in Dagger car component, we have a builder class, which is created by Dagger automatically. Now we will see what functions a builder has, which is implemented by Dagger. So it has a diesel engine module, which will take diesel engine module as argument, and wheels module, and finally we have a build, which finally returns the component we want, car component. So we need to have a build method in our own interface. Let's go to car component and let's keep a method which will return car component build, and just leave it. We no need to provide any implementation because Dagger will create implementation for this in Dagger car component. This is just interface, and Dagger car component is the implementation of car component, which is created by Dagger. And now we need to pass a value to horsepower. So previously we are passing, let's see, previously we are passing the horsepower like this, and now we can create a method as horsepower, which will take int horsepower and return builder the same object. So now we can pass the horsepower value to this method, and to bind the value to the dagger we need to mention bind instance. Now as we change the car component interface, let's build it, and dagger will create dagger car component implementation. Let's go to main activity. Now the implementation of dagger component changes because we have created our own builder in car component. Let's go to dagger car component and see the implementation. Okay, there is some mistake, some error. Component builder is missing setters for required modules or components. Okay, this error is because diesel engine module, we need to have this type of method also to provide new diesel engine module is same. Let's go to diesel engine module. So here we have created a constructor because we want to pass the horsepower through this, but now we no longer need it. We can just get back to old code. Let's put diesel engine here and just return diesel engine. Now let's build it again. Okay, now we no longer need diesel engine module. We can just remove this, and instead of this line we can use horsepower method what we have just created, horsepower and pass 100. Let's go to implementation of dagger component, car component, and see. So this is the builder, and we have a method build, we have mentioned build, and the implementation automatically created by dagger, and we have also mentioned horsepower method, and automatically this implementation is created by dagger. So now let's execute and see the output. Car.start. In car.start we are using engine.start. This engine is diesel engine object, and if you go to diesel engine, it should print diesel engine started and horsepower 100. And let's execute and see the output. Now we can see the output. Diesel engine started, horsepower 100, and at runtime we can change. And at runtime we can change this to any value. We can pass horsepower value as anything. And let's execute and see again. We can see we have got the output and horsepower got changed to 120. So this is the easiest way to pass the runtime values to any dependent objects. And now let's see a very interesting thing. Diesel engine presently has only horsepower as argument. Let's create one more variable as engine capacity. And take that argument also. And assign it. And we will print the engine capacity as output. And let's print it. And now let's execute and see the output. As you can see here, diesel engine started, horsepower 120, and engine capacity is also 120. We have not provided value to engine capacity, but engine capacity is also 120. How is it possible? Because in car component we are providing an integer value. Dagger doesn't know whether it is horsepower or engine capacity. It only knows it is an integer. So wherever the integer value is required, that it will search an integer value in dependent graph. When you pass horsepower here, it will just add an integer to dependent graph. And whenever dagger needs an integer, it will search in dependent graph whether there is an integer, then it will assign that integer to any integer it wants. So while creating engine module object, dagger diesel engine object, it needs two integers. It doesn't know horsepower or engine capacity, and it will search an integer in dependent graph, and it will assign that integer to all integers it needs. So horsepower is also 120 and engine capacity is also 120. So how to solve this problem? Suppose in car component we have this method. Let's have one more method for engine capacity. and let's add this annotation here as well. Now we have two integers independent graphs, and now Dagger will get confused which integer should assign to. So whenever we provided two methods for integer arguments, it will get confused. Integer is bound multiple times. So in this case, there is one annotation which helps. At named, and give a name, any name here, horsepower, and give name to this integer, engine capacity. And now wherever we want a horsepower, there also we need to mention this tag, and wherever we want engine capacity, there also we should mention this tag. Let's go to engine module object and mention diesel engine module, diesel engine class, and mention those tags here. Named horsepower, named engine module. And now let's, so in main activity we have passed value to the horsepower, we have not passed value to, let's build it. Now in car component we have two methods, one is horsepower and one is engine capacity. Let's go to main activity. We have provided horsepower, and let's provide value to engine capacity also. Let's make it 1000. So whenever you do changes in car component, let's build the project so that the Dagger component implementation will be created by Dagger automatically. Then we can use those methods implementation in main activity so that you won't get any errors. Now let's execute and see the output. Yes, now you can see diesel engine started, horsepower is 120, and engine capacity is 1000. So this is how we'll provide a runtime values to the dependent objects for Dagger to create those objects. What we have done is, in car component we have mentioned a nested builder interface, and inside that we have written a methods for the values we want for Dagger to create objects. So here we have provided an integer and we named it, and here also we have provided an integer and we named that integer, because Dagger should know the name of that, and wherever the named tag is used, there it will provide this integer. Otherwise Dagger will confuse which integer to provide. So I hope you like this video and understood the concept. Please share and subscribe my channel, and thank you for watching. Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is the Dagger tutorial part 10. I hope you all watched the previous parts. In this tutorial we will learn how to use singleton with using Dagger. So everyone knows singleton class means every time only one class instance object will be created. So how to tell Dagger to create the same object or one single object every time? Till now we have seen how to create dependent objects using Dagger, that is dependency injection. For singleton demo, let's create a driver class for this car. Let's create empty driver class. And let's tell Dagger to create it. So if we provide an inject annotation to the constructor, then Dagger knows how to create this driver. And inside car, presently we are taking engine and wheels, and let's have a driver also. And let's take driver in constructor. And in start method, let's print driver object for singleton demo purpose. And in main activity, presently we have one car object, and let's create another car object with Dagger. Let's name it car1. So Dagger will create two objects of the cars, and inside that car every car has a driver. And let's do car dot start, car1 dot start, and inside the start we are printing a driver so that we will come to know what is the driver object. Let's execute this and see. So as you can see here, the first car start driver is, the reference is this one, and this is the second car driver is this. So the references of the drivers are different. It means the objects are different. It is not a singleton class. So now how to tell Dagger that to create a same instant every time? So there is one singleton annotation. Just mark driver as singleton. And now let's execute and see. Here we got an error. Car component unscoped may not reference scoped bindings, because at last car component is responsible to create objects. We have kept singleton to driver, but to the car component we have not kept a singleton, because finally car component is responsible for creating. So we will mention singleton here also. So this singleton annotation says whichever modules are marked as singleton to create the singleton objects, same instance every time. Now let's execute and see the output, whether we will get the same reference of the driver. So in both cars we need to have a same driver. So as you can see here, this driver object and this driver object is same. So now every time Dagger will create same instance of driver. It won't create the second instance for the driver. So this is the simplest demo for the singleton annotation in Dagger. I hope you like this video. Please share and subscribe my channel, and thank you for watching. Hi, welcome back to my channel Skills Set Go. This is the Dagger tutorial part 11. In the previous tutorial we have seen how to create singleton objects using Dagger library. So how to make a class as singleton so that Dagger will create a same object instance every time. So in the previous tutorial we have created two car instances. The car is having a driver object, and we made driver as singleton object, singleton class. So how many of cars instances we create? Every car will have a same instance of a driver. We have printed in sysout and saw that the same driver instance is there for two cars. So in main activity we are calling a start method. Inside that we are printing a driver. So we are having same instances. So with this method there is a problem, because the driver class we have mentioned annotated singleton, but it is not a singleton per application. It is just component wise, it is single instance objects. So if you create a car instance using this component, then every time the same instance of a driver will be there for that car. But if you have a different component and the other car instance if you create with other component, then it will be different driver. Let's see how is it possible. Let's create one more component. Just copy this and paste. Just name this instance as car component 2 and name this as 1 and 2. Now we will create one car instance using car component 1 and another car instance using car component 2. Let's rename it car 1, car 2. We will create car 1 equal to car component 1 dot get car, and we will call start. Car 2 component we will create using car component 2. So now the car 1 instance we have created using car component 1 and car 2 we have created with car component 2. Normally singleton object means every time it should be same instance, but in this case car 1 will have a different driver and car 2 will have a different driver because they are different components. Let's execute and see. So in this case we no need this inject method because we are creating cars with direct method of get car. Now let's execute and see whether these cars will have a same instance of driver or different instance of driver. So as you can see, they have different driver instances, even though the driver class has a singleton instance, because singleton is per component, it is not per application. So now let's see one more problem in this case. Let's go back to old code. Hi, we have seen what problem might come if we use different components to instantiate different cars. Even though we kept driver as a singleton, if you create different cars using different components, then different driver instances will be created. Then the purpose of singleton is not met. So suppose we are using a single car component only, we are creating different cars using the same component. So that time the same driver instance will be created. But what if this activity is destroyed and recreated again? If the activity is destroyed and recreated again, then the car component also destroys and it will recreate. Then the new driver instance will be created again. So in this case also there will be problem in this case. So we should not initialize car component in an activity. We should keep this as a application level. So for this, let's create an application class. Let's create a class naming example application. This should extend application of Android. Here you can see android.app application. Let's create it. In this, we'll keep a car component. So this application will have an onCreate method. Let's override it. Instead of creating a car component in main activity, we'll keep a same thing in application. Let's comment. We'll remove this later. Let's create car component in this case and provide whatever runtime values required. And we'll have a public method which will return car component. Get car component and simply return car component. Return type is car component. And let's use this one here. Let's remove this initialization here. And here, for getting that example application, we can just do get application. In this get application, we'll get application, but we'll cast it to example application and use a public get method for car component. So in this case, we will get a car component of same instance in every activity. We can use this component in every activity. And let's run this and try now. Now we have seen what will happen if you use different car components for creating different instances of cars. Even though the driver class is a single term, the two different driver instances will be created if you use different car components. So suppose we have created a car component in this activity. What happens if the activity destroyed and recreated again? Then that time again the new car component instance will be created and again new driver instance will be created, even though if you use same car component. Let's see a demo, how is it possible. Let's run this project. So here we have seen a driver instance. Two cars will having same driver instance because we are using same component. If you rotate this screen, then this activity will be destroyed and recreated again. Then that time again new driver instance will be created for two cars. Let's remember this. It is FDE, BDE, and let's rotate this. As you can see, we got a new output after destroying the activity and recreating it. So now the instance of driver is different. Before the driver instance is this, and after recreating activity the driver instance is this. So even though we kept driver class as singleton, it is not creating a same instance. Why? Because the activity is destroyed and recreated again. So the solution for this is we should not create a car component in an activity. We should create a component in an application level. And let's see how we can do it. Let's create a class example application. And let's put a super class as application in the from package android.app. and let's create it. Now we are going to create car component in this application, car component, and this application has on create method. Let's override it. And we were creating a car component here. Let's do the same thing in application. We will remove it from here and we will do initialization from application level, and let's have a public method which will return car component. Get car component and simply return car component. And instead of initializing, let's use the car component from application. To get the application instance, we will do get application. It will return application, but it is not example application. Let's cast it to example application and use get car component method to get car component instance. And let's do this now. Let's execute again. Let's clear logcat. And so for example application to instantiate on starting the application, we need to mention that example application in Android manifest file. Android name example application. Now this application will be starting on create of application, and let's execute this project to see whether the same driver instance will be created after rotating the screen or not. Let's see here, we have seen a driver instance BDE, and let's rotate the screen and see whether we will get the same instance or not. Now the component is in application level, we should get the same instance. Let's rotate. Now you can see the previous is BDE and we got the same instance again after destroying activity and recreating again. So this is how we will create a component in application level. If we create a car component in activity level, then the singleton annotation doesn't work. It is a component level. So for making component common, we will keep in application level. I hope you like this video. Please share and subscribe my channel, and thank you for watching.